guys, it's Emily. Welcome back to my channel. So I am here today with another process video for my guest design team project for Banya at SS Digital Studio. I'm using a couple of her botanical kits to make a journal. She was kind enough to ask me to do that, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So I'll link her information in the description box below. But today I'm making a couple of pockets and tags that are inspired by the lovely Tracy Fox. She did these with book pages a long time ago. And yeah, I'm using a couple pages from the actual kit. And I cut them in half already, so this is what they looked like before I cut them in half. Aren't they gorgeous? And I printed these onto, I think this is like an ivory resume type paper, so it's kind of, you know, linen-y, I guess. We'll use that as a word. I don't know if that's a word or not, but here's the other one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tops and turn them into pockets, and then the bottoms will make into tags. So I have some bits and pieces here to decorate with. This is super simple, and basically for the pocket you want to fold it so that you know, it's sort of in like in thirds, just, you know, enough to glue here, right? So we have a little flap that we can glue down. I'm not sure. I think I might do it this way. It doesn't really matter. And then that will be, you know, our pocket. And I'm going to fold up the bottom here in just a second. I want to, before I forget, I want to make a little thumb notch at the top. And I think I'll use, I got an oval punch here to do that. And I'm just, you know, I'm eyeballing it. This isn't going to be perfect. But that way we have just a little thumb notch there, like so. And then I'm going to grab, let's see if I can grab it. I'm going to use my, you know what, let's do two at a time so I don't have to have this here the whole time. So let's go ahead and fold this one. Similarly, is that a word? It is today. They don't have to be perfectly the same. Oops. There we go. And then cut my thumb hole in the top. There we go. And then I can put this away. All right, and what I do, I use my scoreboard because I'm not good at folding. So I am going to, let's see, we'll fold this at, that's probably good, 4 3/4 inches at the bottom. So I have my thumb notch at the top. Okay. And then we can get rid of that for now. And I'm going to go ahead and fold this because I'm going to cut off like the extra bulk that we don't need before I start gluing. So I'll show you. You've probably seen me, you may have seen me do this before. I did a video on this a long while ago. Okay, so see how we have like all this like bulky, you know, there's extra bits here that we don't need. The first thing that I do is miter my corners. And again, I'm just eyeballing that. But then you can open it up and cut off this piece and this piece, and it will just, it'll fold much nicer. And I don't even worry about getting right on the line because you're not going to see it. So I just kind of use the line as a guide and go a little bit above that. There we go. Then when you glue it, you don't have all that extra stuff in the way. So I'll show you again. While it's folded, I miter my corners as long as I can see what I'm doing, like so. And then open it up, and it'd probably be better if I just use a bigger pair of scissors for this. Just cut along or above that fold line. There we go. And then you have a very neat, bottom to that. All right, let's get all this out of the way. Then we will ink so that we can ink up the parts that will be, glued down. So I hope you are all having a good day. I am just basically gonna just ink all around everywhere. That way I don't miss anything. This is peeled paint, distress ink. I don't think it reminds me of peeled paint at all. I guess if you had green paint that was peeling, maybe. But I think it looks lovely with the greens in this kit. And this paper is from the Botanical Journal kit specifically. All right, and then we're gonna need to ink back here because that will show through our little thumb hole. And then we need to ink the folds, front and back, and this side. And the bottom. All right, that one's ready to glue. Let's go ahead and do this one. Sorry, I just got really quiet. I sort of spaced out there. Concentrating so hard on my inking. All right, and then backs of the flaps and our folds. I know some people don't like to watch inking. I apologize if you are one of those that don't like to watch inking. You can always speed this up. I actually find it very relaxing to watch people ink. I think because I find it relaxing to ink in general when I'm doing it. So yeah, for those of you who enjoy it, there you go. All right. So let's go ahead and glue now. I usually do a line of glue on the edge of each of the flaps. So, whoops, that's not going to be good. On, you know, the top of the part that I'm going to glue onto, and then the inside of the part that's going to glue down. And before I do this, let me grab something real quick. Let me grab my little ruler that will catch any glue that might seep out here while I'm pressing this down. I use a laser jet printer now, and I find that it's slippery, the texture when you print with a laser jet, and so the glue tends to squish a little bit more. So I just have to be careful that I don't make a mess. And then I'm just gonna glue along the edge of the flap, like so. Okay, and nothing is glued together. We're good. And there we have a little pocket. So let's go ahead and glue this one. So we will do this side and this piece here, like so. Got my squish ruler, that's what I'm gonna call it. It's just a cheap little plastic ruler. I think came in a craft kit of some sort, and it's perfect for this. All right. There we go. Okay, now there's our pockets, right? We'll decorate those in a minute. We'll set those aside. Then with the other halves, I am going to fold them in half this way, and then I will trim off any extra that won't fit in my pocket, because there's a lot of extra space on the edges here, so that'll work fine. Let's see. We can sort of guesstimate here. I'll just draw a line or a mark with a pencil. Just leaving a little bit of extra space here, and then I'll just cut there. So let me cut this. I'm just going to turn around for a second. I'll be right back. My Fiskars cutter is too big to have on my desk, so I just have it on a table behind me. Let me erase a little bit of extra pencil there. Now these should fit inside or not. Let's see. I didn't do that very well. All right, just a sec. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. Okay, so they'll fit in there now. All right, the way I do this is another Tracy Fox technique. Well, I guess I should ink first. maybe. Nah, we don't have to. We can ink after. All right, so I use glue stick in the middle, right? And you could sew these. Actually, you know what? I might sew these. So I'm just going to use glue stick just to hold it until I can get over to my sewing machine. There we go. If you weren't going to sew, then what I would do is I would use the glue stick in the middle, and then I would use my Bearly Art Glue or Art Glitter Glue or Fabri-Tac, whichever you like, along the edge. So you have a nice flat surface. If you wanted to write on these are sort of busy pattern. They're not probably, maybe I'll add a piece of paper. I don't know. I don't want to cover that up. It's so pretty. These might just be decorative. Anyway, then I would, line the outside. But before I sew them, I'm going to use my corner rounder and round my corners. This is the best corner rounder I have ever encountered. Somebody posted on one of the Junk Journal Facebook groups that they were having trouble with the We Are Memory Keepers corner rounder, and it looks like the Crop-A-Dile sort of. Well, it looks like this, but it's just for rounding corners. And I bought it because I really like all the other, Crop-A-Diles and stuff. And no matter what I did, it never cut an actual rounded corner. I would have to, it was like a two-step process. You'd have to cut one side, flip it over, cut the other, and it was just so tiresome. So I returned it thinking maybe it was defective, and it was on Amazon, so they just sent me a replacement. Same thing, no matter what I did, I checked the little side guards, I lined everything up. It was just sort of ridiculous. So I ended up returning it again, and I just got my money back the second time, and I ordered this one, way less expensive, and it does 3 different sizes, and it's fabulous. Never have an issue, getting it to cut an actual rounded corner. I never have to flip over unless I make a mistake and don't put the paper in all the way. But as far as the functionality of the punch itself, it's fabulous. Just fabulous. Cuts cleanly, cuts a perfect corner. If you're interested in it, it is listed in my list of favorite things, which if you go into the description box, you'll see a link that'll take you to a Google document that has links to some of my favorite tools. You can check that out if you're interested. Okay, enough about that. I'm gonna pause this, I'm gonna go sew these, and I'll be right back. All right, so here we have the tags, and I went ahead and just sewed a piece of lace, and I realized that one is really off center. I just did a zigzag stitch around the whole thing. That one's sort of off center too. Oh well. So that will just slip inside the pockets, and then I have some really pretty doily here, and then these are a couple pieces that came with the tags, the pocket tags. I did a video on earlier in the week. These were just some pieces that I didn't use for the actual pocket tags. So I'm wondering, that might be pretty there. And then I was thinking this one for this one. So I need to ink this one up real quick. Sorry about that. I did say that I was done inking, but I lied, I guess. All right, just real quick, ink this up. And I know this is gonna hang over a little bit, so go ahead and take care of that. All right, the other one I had already inked because I thought I was going to use it with the tags, but I did not. All right, so I think this will be pretty, just sort of across the middle-ish here. And I don't know if it even needs anything underneath it. Let's just sort of cut this in half here and see what it looks like. If we have a little bit of it, maybe, just maybe some of the bottom. I can't decide. I'm going to go ahead and just glue this down. Hopefully that's sort of centered. And then, let's see, I think I will just sort of, hopefully, maybe, let's see. I was kind of hoping I could just tear some of this. I think I just have to do it by hand. I want it to be sort of raggedy, but I don't want to lose like all of it. Do you know what I mean? There we go. There, I think I like that actually. Okay, and then this one, let's see. Yep, let me, And then what I can do is just tear around that piece at the bottom. Oh, come on. There we go. I just need a little bit of glue here. There. I think that looks very pretty. And it's not too bulky to go inside of the journal, but it's definitely, definitely adds some textures and some, just overall prettiness. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I hope that you found it inspiring and that you'll go do something crafty today. Let me know what you think. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And yeah, all right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.